Would everyone please stand? Please move the hats. At this time, I would like to recite St. Matthew's prayer. Lord, we ask you to be with us during this competition. Help us to play to the best of our ability. Keep us safe from harm, and help us to be respectful of our opponents as we're the adversaries on the court and as brothers on the journey of life. May all that we do be for the honor and glory of you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We make this prayer in the name of Jesus Christ, Lord forever and ever. Amen. Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Just like that, we are live from the Maglio Gymnasium, the rivalry that has stood the test of time. St. Joe's versus East Brunswick here on senior night, joined by Saketh Kodori. I'm Ben Chadwick, and Saketh, What does this rivalry mean to both teams, and how hard do you think they go out and play on that court tonight?
I mean, Ben, you can just see from the way the Falcon flock has shown out, this rivalry means a lot, and definitely one that's going to remain for a long time.
It is so exciting to be here. It's alumni night. It's senior day for St. Joe's. You got Dan Bellavia, you got Tim Sullivan in the starting lineups to start the game. It is going to be such a fun night. The Maglio is packed, and both teams are ready and set to go.
And Ben, just looking at this East Brunswick team, they don't look like they can physically compete with the Falcons right now. They look like they're very young, inexperienced. I mean, even their record shows that right now. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a dominant game from the Falcons.
And while St. Joe's is starting 4 seniors, East Brunswick is starting 3 freshmen. So it's very cool to see a great future for East Brunswick. But here tonight, St. Joe's isn't really the bigger team in any of these games, but tonight it is East Brunswick, but surprisingly winning the tip-off. So here come the Bears. Ingram with a steal to start. And East Brunswick recovers quickly.
And Ben, if he got loose there, we might have gotten showtime already.
In just 10 seconds, maybe a poster dunk by Josh Ingram. That would have been fun. Missed shot there by Cam Vick. Here's Jeremy Clayville. Over to Ingram. Ingram finds Sullivan. Back to Clayville, the junior. It's good.
He's been on an absolute tear right now, averaging 18 points per game. I mean, for the last couple games, he's looked like the X factor for this team.
And he is just consistently leading the team in points each and every game the past 4 or 5 games. Jeremy Clayville really taking a hold of this St. Joe's team. And there's Dan Bellavia getting aboard. There's Sullivan working it over to Ingram. Just about a minute in, St. Joe's holds a 3-0 lead over the Bears. Williams over to Clayville. Tim Sullivan. St. Joe's waiting for the perfect shot. And they might have just found it. Anthony Williams. The tough lay, but it goes.
Yeah, and it seems like the team is really in sync right now. A lot of passes before they finally worked it into the paint.
No, it's good to see Anthony Williams getting involved. He's dipped a little bit from the hot start he had this season, averaging around 11 points per game, but he is still a massive factor to this team, and I think we could really see that a lot here today.
And Ben, obviously one big addition back to the team is Dan Bellavia, out for a couple games. How do you think his impact lies on the floor, even if it isn't just points?
It's just the sheer energy that Dan brings to the team. I mean, he's crashing the boards. He's hyping the flock up each and every play. So that is so cool to have. I'm sure the team will be getting on a lot of hot streaks with all the momentum Dan Bellavia brings.
Yeah, and a rare miss there from Josh Ingram. The East Brunswick answers back with a 3 of their own.
And the shot is going to fall for Mike Makolka, the older of the 2 siblings here on this East Brunswick team, the 2 leading scorers, the freshman Matt Makolka and the senior just getting the 3 there, Mike Makolka. Dan Bellavia finds Jeremy Clayville. Clayville, that 3 won't fall.
And Ben, something that's worked in favor of St. Joe's for the last couple games has been tempo. Obviously, you can see right here, fast break. Josh Ingram puts it in and
one for Josh Ingram.
What a finish there from Josh Ingram, falling. Just you could see the upper body strength there coming in. He was falling and he's still able to get it up and flip it in.
I mean, Saketh, he was horizontal when that shot went up and it somehow fell. So Josh Ingram, a hot start to the senior on senior night. Owen Griffin and Dave Caruso will check on for Dan Bellavia and Tim Sullivan. And Saketh, do you think we see more of that duo of seniors later on in the game, or was it just kind of a stardom to start the game?
Obviously, senior night plays into a role in this. They want to get the start in. But I really do think those 2 can really be rotational pieces on this team, and they might factor in later.
East Brunswick trying with the spin move. They will call a reach-in foul on Jeremy Clayville. That is the first foul on the Falcons here tonight. No substitutions yet for the Bears. Cam Vick finds Makolka. Now Jack Nelson, one of two seniors on this East Brunswick starting lineup. Here's Mike Makolka for three, no good. Dave Caruso, the little big man, with the board. Now St. Joe's in the fast break. Owen Griffin drives in, wide open three for Clayville, and it drops.
That's another one. Like we said, Clayville has been the leading scorer for the last couple games.
He has just been a lights-out shooter for St. Joe's, and it is no different here today. Cam Vick, a nice fadeaway from the freshman.
Owen Griffin.
Josh Ingram going to drive in, fade away from Ingram. That one won't fall. And Griffin is going to fight for the ball, and then it'll bounce off of Cam Vick's knees. So St. Joe's is going to maintain possession after this Josh Ingram missed fadeaway. Josh Ingram moving the ball around. Over to Caruso. Caruso pump fakes a three. Finds Griffin on the inside. Owen Griffin going to work. Getting his own rebound. Jeremy Clayville won another three, and he gets it.
Wow, I mean, what a start to this game for Clayville. Lights out shooter, like you said.
And it is senior night, but the junior is having a day. 9 points in just 7 minutes. Jeremy Clayville. That is just super impressive there from the junior. I feel like now is time to give our spotlight on Jeremy Clayville. Like we said, 18 points per game last year, put up 13 in DePaul. Transferred over from DePaul into St. Joe's this year. His season high is 23 against South Plainfield. At the moment, he is on pace to break that. On pace for 36 points is Jeremy Clayville. We'll see if he can touch that. East Brunswick going to try and answer back. Blocked by Anthony Williams. Now Williams driving in. Anthony Williams takes a hit and gets the and one.
Wow. I mean, they were talking about it earlier, how Anthony Williams is the rough guy, the big guy on this team. And that really shows here. Big block there, and he goes coast to coast and finishes gets a foul.
And there was some argument on whether or not they would count it. It looks like they will. And the refs are going to change their mind, so that'll leave it at 14-5, but still an incredible effort there by Anthony Williams. Now here's Owen Griffin going to work. That one's blocked and falls into the hand of a fallen East Brunswick member. And now the Bears on the other side. Cam Vick, guarded by Regan. Over to Makolka. Matt Makolka, or Mike Makolka rather, with the three.
And Ben, that's his second three. He's just shooting it without even looking if there's a defender there. He just shot it right over Anthony Williams.
Here's Owen Griffin on the other side getting blocked and gets his own rebound and puts it in. But yeah, like you said, they're going to have to beat St. Joe's on the exterior because, at the moment, you look at the size difference. They're not going to be able to go inside on Josh Ingram, on Owen Griffin, guys like that.
Yeah, and it seems like St. Joe's game plan is just the opposite. Feed it inside to the big men. And attack like Josh Ingram's doing right now.
Fade away from Ingram won't fall. And now here come the Bears. Down 8, 2.5 minutes left to go in the first. Cam Vick finds his man. It is Jake Slowinski with the and one bucket for East Brunswick. And he'll go to the line for one. So there's Jake Slowinski, and there is the East Brunswick student section reminding St. Joe's that is just a freshman. So Saketh, how do you think this this heavily overclassmen team for St. Joe's matches up against this heavily underclassmen team of East Brunswick? How do they pair up? How does East Brunswick somehow find the win despite their inexperience?
Obviously, St. Joe's is more athletically dominant right now. They're going to feed it inside. And obviously, St. Joe's has the edge on experience. But East Brunswick can come out really fast. They can really surprise the Falcons. But Josh Ingram right there finishes. and one, and shows why he's the best player on the team.
It looks like they're going to call it on the floor. And they'll change their mind, yeah, so that is an and one bucket for Ingram, the senior. And he's at the line, and it goes. So 2.5 minutes left to go in this one. Josh Ingram and Jeremy Clayville having themselves a day. And Clayville and Williams will check off as DeCaro and Regan check on for St. Joe's. Nice play there by Matt McCulka, finding his brother Mike McCulka, and that's another bucket for the Bears. Josh Ingram, the drive to the right, and he is fouled on the way up. Will go to the line for his third time in the first quarter. And Saketh, I don't think we've ever seen Josh Ingram at the line this many times so early in the game. Do you think that was a part of the game plan, or is that just how things are panning out?
I think Coach Jen game plan for the Falcons to really push into the paint and get shots from inside the arc. So I think fouls come with that, and I think we're going to keep seeing fouls coming if the Falcons do keep going with this game plan.
It seems like St. Joe's knows they have a size advantage. They're going to keep attacking the paint. That's exactly what Josh Ingram is doing here today, and it is working to a T. St. Joe's up 9. Here's Matt McCulka working on Caruso. Finds his brother Mike. That three is blocked by Ingram. Now Jeremy DeCaro on the fast break. Almost travels, somehow stops himself. Now Ingram driving to the left. Over to Dante Regan. That jumper is good for the sophomore.
Yeah, Josh just picked that apart right there. That was easy for him to see.
Matt McCulka now guarded by Caruso. Rebound by Caruso after the air ball three. Dave Caruso, that pass doesn't get there. Not enough force under it. And now here come the Bears. Mike McCulka driving on Regan. Mike McCulka, it's no good. The putback is good by Jake Slawinski. Under a minute left to go. 23-14, St. Joe's leads. It's another steal for the Bears. And Matt McCulka and Josh Ingram are going to fight on the floor for the ball. They'll call it a jump ball.
And Ben, as the first quarter winds down, I'm still surprised that East Brunswick was even able to put up 14 points, let alone even be within reach of the Falcons' 23. So
Yeah.
Definitely surprising.
This is a very successful offensive opening quarter right now for the Bears. We'll see if St. Joe's adjusts on defense or if they just keep pummeling them on offense. Jeremy DeCaro now. And DeCaro is going to travel.
Looks like he might have moved the pivot foot there.
And that's always a weird one. He was just holding the ball, just kind of spinning around like players do on that pivot foot. But travel is called on Jeremy DeCaro. 30 seconds left to go.
Yeah, and Ben, it looks like more freshmen are on the court for East Brunswick. Just a very, very inexperienced team.
It is a very young team, and like we said, it's a very bright future, but I just don't know how that's going to match up with such a aggressive, massive size difference that St. Joe's has. Here's Mike McCulka.
I mean, number 0 looks like he was supposed to be playing for the 4 o'clock game instead of the 7 o'clock one.
Hey, but he's out here, which is impressive. And they're going to call a reaching foul on Dan Bellavia. And Bellavia is just all smiles, even though he got the foul.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he adds to his team. He adds a burst of energy, just like he did for the football team.
Yeah, Dan Bellavia, it'll be fun to be able to watch him in this game. Haven't seen him in a long time. Finally back at home. Final shot of the period is no good for East Brunswick. It's an air ball three. 23-14 is how we're going to end the first period. St. Joe's starting off hot. we are back for the second period of action. Dan Bellavia with the steal. Bellavia on the other end. That has to be a foul.
Looks like he got swatted in the face.
I mean, he got slapped across the face.
I mean, let's be honest. If a guy the size of Dan Bellavia is coming at you in full speed, there's nothing you can do but to foul.
And hey, he played linebacker for us in football. He looked like a linebacker just flying across the court to get that steal. Now here's St. Joe's off the inbound. Dave Caruso posting up, stolen by Mike Makolka. Slowinski, the Euro step over Dante Regan, and Jake Slowinski is the first on the board in the second period. Now Josh Ingram. Guarded by Mason Clausen. Just a minute into the second period. Ingram, the deep three, no good.
That's 2 shots now from distance for Josh Ingram to not fall. Very surprising.
And the other players on his team are hitting right now, so he doesn't have to force those types of shots.
Keep it moving, keep it moving.
Klausner, guarded by Regan. Here's Matt Makolka working on Caruso. Finds his brother Mike. 3 is no good.
I mean, Mike Makolka has just been shooting everything. It's good shot, bad shot, he's just been shooting. As Jeremy DeCaro hits a 3 of his own.
Yeah, Makolka has put up a lot of shots. Jeremy DeCaro has only put up 1 shot, but he is 1 for 1 on the day. Mike Makolka, yet another shot, yet another miss for the senior. And Klausner's shot won't go.
I think the big Makolka thinks because he's a senior and probably the only senior on the floor right now, he could take any shot he wants, but it's really not working for him right now.
The fade away from Ingram also won't fall. And DeCaro with the steal for St. Joe's. This is a fast-paced second quarter right now. Ingram finds Bellavia, Dan Bellavia for 3. No good. And this place will erupt if Dan hits a shot tonight. Mike Makolka is going to be fouled on the way up, and I don't want to show some bias here, Saketh, but if that Dan Bellavia foul before wasn't a shooting foul, how is this foul on Mike Makolka a shooting foul? Like, it doesn't make much sense to me.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
So Makolka's first shot is no good from the line. Mike Makolka, the second leading scorer for East Brunswick, trails only his brother. 14.3 points per game for the senior. Also leads the team in free throw shooting. But once again, he is 0 for 1 from the line here tonight.
I mean, from what we've seen tonight, he might also lead the team in inefficiency, so we'll see.
And he'll go 50% from the line there. Dave Caruso on the other end. That shot won't go. Dan Bellavia, the offensive board. Here's Jeremy Clayville. Clayville, the bucket. Now Mike Makolka. That 3 is an air ball. And a reach in by Matt. So Mike Makolka, I mean, you talked about inefficiency before. I don't know what is going on with him here tonight.
Yeah, I know what's going on. He needs to stop shooting because he's a burden to his team right now. Obviously, he made a couple of shots. That doesn't give him the right to shoot everything in an
and they had a good offensive first period, and it was a whole slew of guys scoring for him. So just get it to those guys again. Here's Dan Bellavia, the jumper. No good, Dan.
You can see Dan wants it. He's shot a couple times, and he's the first into a rebound.
You can tell like you said, he really wants that make. Maybe he's pushing it a little bit, but one of them has to fall eventually for Bellavia. Matt Makolka on the other end. Matt Makolka will get a 3.
Yeah, and that's why he's the leading scorer on this team, unlike his brother.
So there's East Brunswick reminding everyone, Matt Makolka is a freshman. And yeah, he's going to have to do a lot if he wants to get East Brunswick back in this game. Jeremy DeCaro, yet another 3, won't fall. Bellavia diving for the ball, can't get it.
Uh-oh,
Matt Makolka over to Mike Makolka.
And he did make a shot, so that might actually boost his shooting percentage tonight.
And Mike
instead of making it
Makolka
worse.
adds 2 to the board for the Bears.
I'm very surprised Makolka hit that.
Driving to the lane is working, but any jump shot right now is just not going to do the trick. Anthony Williams might have had the ball poked free. He'll maintain possession. Over to Jeremy Clayville for 3. That won't fall. And Dan Bellavia will be called on an off ball over the back foul, it looks like, after that shot by Clayville. So Ingram and Griffin will check on. We're about halfway through the first half, or the second period, I should say. And Saket, this is a lot closer than I think anyone could have expected.
Yeah, and I think if you're East Brunswick, you keep not giving Mike Makolka the ball. That might work.
Well, here's his brother Matt, guarded by Caruso. Over to Jack Nelson. Matt Makolka gets the ball stolen by Dave Caruso.
Easily taken away by Caruso. Caruso's been all over these guards tonight.
And the ball traveled out of bounds, but it was off Matt Makolka, so Dave Caruso, another steal for the junior. Now here's Jeremy Clayville. Falcons lead by 6. Over to Caruso on the left wing now. Jeremy Clayville, a deep 3. And that one falls.
That's his 4th 3, I believe.
It is, so 12 points on the board for Jeremy Clayville so far in the first half. Josh Ingram pokes the free but can't get possession. It'll go out of bounds off of the senior.
Hey, come out, brother. Nobody better than you. Tell him to sell, kid.
Looks like Mike Makolka's coming out. Finally, a glimmer of hope for East Brunswick.
And I mean, Saket, with how Clayville has played so far, and also all of his points are off of threes, they're all off of deep threes. He is not right at the arch. He is a few feet back each and every time. So do you think he could get even more involved if he took more high percentage shots or just keep chucking them up?
Let's be honest, those are high percentage shots for him, unlike someone else on the other team.
Now here's Owen Griffin on the other end of things. That ball will get knocked out and go out of bounds on East Brunswick. That'll maintain St. Joe's ball under the basket.
Oh, and it seems number 0's back in already for East Brunswick.
And Coach Mark Motoszewski was pretty much at half court on the logo there for East Brunswick, trying to guide his guys. That pass by Williams will go out of bounds after being deflected by East Brunswick. So once again, St. Joe's maintains possession. And we can talk about these coaches for a little bit right now, Saket. Coach Motoszewski for East Brunswick in his 10th season with the Bears, and Coach Kokoziello in his 4th. So pretty big difference in experience between these two coaches, but right now, Coach Kokoziello is getting the best of it. Ingram's 3 won't go. Griffin with the board, and Griffin with the shot that won't go. And things are getting chippy in the paint between Owen Griffin and Jake Slawinski.
I mean, that was just an easy rebound for Owen right there. He's just physically more dominant in the paint tonight.
And Owen is not used to this. Usually he is always undersized compared to whoever St. Joe's plays, but tonight he finally has a size advantage, and he is using it, as you can see so far. So that'll be a foul. Ball goes out of bounds. It is tipped by Matt Makolka and then caught by Dante Regan, who gave the inbound. So that is going to be out of bounds on St. Joe's.
Yeah, and the better Makolka actually making a difference here tonight.
And Saket, I don't think I've ever seen a play like that before. And Matt Makolka on the other end can't hit that 3. Slawinski.
What a block.
Layup is blocked by Ingram, gets his own board. And now Slawinski at the top of the key. Over to Matt Makolka. Jake Slawinski, a deep 3. Similar to Jeremy Clayville,
except East Brunswick players think they are just shooting over the Falcons. I mean, these aren't even good shots.
Well,
Unlike
Jeremy
that
Clayville's
one, which is definitely a good shot.
Jeremy Clayville's are even further away, but those go in. Clayville has 15.
And Ben, I told you, those are high percentage shots for him. It's like shooting a layup as any other player. And another one here.
Owen Griffin gets
Oh
up,
my
and Owen
God!
Griffin slams it down!
No
Owen
way!
Griffin with the posterizer.
And the Falcon flock tumbles.
The junior got up,
Hey, coach, figure it out, buddy.
and a timeout is called by Coach Cocoziello.
Yeah, it looks like East Brunswick was trying to sub in Mike McCulca. I think Coach Jan wanted to do them a favor right there.
What a play by Owen Griffin. We just watched the man fly in the Maglio.
Yeah, career might have been ended right there. Me personally, I'd never recover from that.
And Saketh, we've seen Griffin go up and miss dunks earlier. He finally gets one to go, and it couldn't have been more gorgeous.
And the flag is flying in the flock. It's about time.
St. Joe's flag attached to a lacrosse stick. Can't wait for lacrosse season later. But right now, it is all about the basketball team, and it is all about Owen Griffin.
Yeah, and Ben, there's nothing more St. Joe's than that flag right there.
Here's Matt McCulca trying to answer back. He'll find his brother. Another three.
Uh-oh.
It's
I
blocked by
told
Griffin.
you what happened. Stop giving him the ball, East Brunswick.
Mike McCulca is blocked on that three.
I mean, it's just predictable at this point.
It'll remain East Brunswick ball as it went out of bounds after Griffin got the block.
Uh-oh, McCulca has the ball.
Gives it off to his little brother, Matt. And that'll be a travel on the freshman, Matt McCulca.
Something's in the air with these McCulcas tonight.
A minute and a half left to go in the first half.
And Ben, when does it become time for a McCulca substitution?
It depends. Who are you talking about?
Both of them.
Oh, I don't know. The two leading scorers, you got to keep them in as much as possible. Jeremy Clayville taking
Another one.
ankles.
Come on.
And Jeremy Clayville can't get the shot to fall, but Anthony Williams puts one up.
Can we talk about how high Anthony Williams got on that rebound? His head was damn near at the rim.
I was scared for a concussion up there.
Yeah.
And here's Anthony Williams with a steal for St. Joe's. Over to Dante Regan. It was a rough pass there by Williams, so Regan could not get possession of it.
Yeah, that pass was too hot to handle. Shout out to the show.
Man, that is a crazy show to promote on a St. Joe's media broadcast. Saketh, are you a big too hot to handle fan?
I am personally not, but I know people who are, and man, a lot of drama.
You don't indulge then?
I personally don't.
That's
I know
fair.
people who do. Very respectful.
I might have to check it out soon. After tonight, if
Yeah.
St. Joe's gets a big win, watch a couple episodes, wind down.
Nothing better than that. McCulca shoots it again. And
Matt McCulca.
Matt McCulca hit a three, so maybe his brother can take notes.
45 seconds left to go. Jeremy Clayville on the three-point arc. That is so dangerous to see. Kicks it over to Dante Regan instead.
That should be
and
a
Dante
foul.
Regan.
He should be at the line for a 4-point play right now.
Nonetheless, Regan gets it to fall. Falcons with 39. Dan Bellavia on defense against Mason Klausner. Mike McCulca guarded by Josh Ingram. And East Brunswick going to waste the clock down, get the final shot of the half. Mike McCulca, wide open lane. McCulca,
I
the
mean,
layup
what
won't
were
go.
you expecting?
And now Josh Ingram on the other end. Ingram going to chuck up a three, and it won't fall. But still, an extremely successful first half for St. Joe's. 39-25, St. Joe's leads. are back for the second half of action. St. Joe's 39, East Brunswick 25. I'm Ben Shaddock, once again joined by Saketh Kodorian. Saketh, just what did you learn from that first half about what kind of team St. Joe's is?
Yeah, first off, if Clayville's open and he shoots it, it's going in 100% of the time. Second off, when playing a smaller team, Coach Jen really makes an emphasis of getting the ball in the paint.
And, I mean, you brought up Jeremy Clayville.
Nobody better than you, bro. Come out there, brother.
15 points at the moment. Every single one is a deep three. He is having himself a day on senior night. Not even a senior. He's coming back next year. That's how good this kid is. And here he is with the ball right now. Jeremy Clayville over to Caruso. Now Owen Griffin could definitely use his size to the advantage here, and he won't. Instead, he'll give it to Josh Ingram. Ingram will give it back to Griffin. What a play by St. Joe's.
Great pass right there.
And Josh Ingram has really come into that playmaking role into this year. Last year was pretty much just all scoring. This year, really playmaking, making his teammates better. Dave Caruso, the step back
What a
three
shot.
and falls.
What a shot right there for Davey Caruso.
And Saketh, I had to say, with the perimeter defense East Brunswick is playing right now, it's a shoot-around for St. Joe's. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they just can't get up there and contest them. I mean, when you have a guy as small as Matt McCulca trying to contest Josh Ingram or Jeremy Clayville, it's impossible.
And that air ball jumper there for East Brunswick will give it right back to St. Joe's. Could possibly make it a 20-point game right here. Caruso over to Griffin. Josh Ingram working his way inside, bullying his way inside, and getting the bucket. So that is a very efficient, very nice start there for the Falcons. There will be a timeout on the floor by Coach Mudaszewski. And we'll take a quick timeout as well and be right back for the last two quarters of And we are back for the final 6 minutes of the third period. Saketh, can you just give our viewers another run-through of what we witnessed in that first half?
Easily the best dunk that I've seen in my St. Joe's career. Owen Griffin rises up, completely posterizes an East Brunswick player. He was trying to get that one all season, and this is the one he finally did it.
Now here comes East Brunswick. Cam Vick for three, and it falls. After a couple misses, they got 2 offensive rebounds, finally get the three to fall. Here's Jeremy Clayville. They are pressing him right when he crosses half court. Very smart move by East Brunswick with the way he's playing. Instead, he'll cross over, work his way inside, and get the bucket.
He's so shifty, able to misdirect the defender right there. I mean, it's impossible to guard that.
17 points right now for Jeremy Clayville. And Saketh, I mean, at the rate he was going in the first half, I didn't know if he was capable of making a two-pointer. I figured every shot from Jeremy Clayville would be worth 3, but finally he does get a two-pointer, and it was a very nice one.
And what a rebound right there for Anthony Williams.
That has to be a foul. It will be. Shooting foul against Josh Ingram, sending him to the line for 2. 5.5 minutes left to go here in this third period. St. Joe's leads by 20, 48-28 here on senior night, alumni night, and also yet another home game against a historic rivalry against East Brunswick. First free throw will fall for Josh Ingram. And Ingram having a bit of a quiet game than we're used to, at least. Probably under 10 points right now, but how else is he impacting the game just besides putting the bucket?
I mean, usually this isn't what we say about Josh Ingram, but his height really has played a factor here, considering how small East Brunswick is, and even just passing-wise, he's able to draw so much attention that he's able to pick apart defenders. And earlier we saw that when he got the ball in the paint for Dante Regan.
Here's East Brunswick. Mike McCulca, another three, and another miss there for the senior.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even surprised at this point. Mike McCulca has been absolutely cold tonight.
Here comes Jeremy Clayville. Oh, man, sorry to interrupt you, but Jeremy Clayville on the fast break, crossing over and then dishing it over to Owen Griffin, who gets the and one layup.
Yeah, and these two juniors have been special today.
It is we won't be here, but it should be a really fun season next year. St. Joe's just keeps producing talent, and Griffin, Caruso, Regan, Clayville, those are just some of the names that they'll have next year. So it is Griffin making it a 52-28 game. And Saket, do you think it's that this is the beginning of the end right now for East Brunswick, or do they make another comeback in this one?
I really don't see it when your leading player is Mike McCulca. It's a really grim day for you for East Brunswick. So I personally don't see it, but, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Mike McCulca going to drive in. The layup is no good.
Yeah, another missed shot by Mike McCulca. Historic low shooting percentages.
And a nice pass by Anthony Williams in the fast break over to Jeremy DeCaro. And Jeremy DeCaro, the up and under bucket. Matt McCulca, his three is short. And that is a crazy shooting foul we just saw on Jeremy DeCaro. Just kind of flew towards the shooter and then stopped himself midair. But nonetheless, it'll be a shooting foul for Mason Klausner at the line for two. Klausner averaging 2.8 points per game. A sophomore, yet another underclassman for East Brunswick. Yet to put points on the board here tonight. These would be his first. And the first free throw won't fall. And Saket, that's another thing. I mean, they haven't had many of them, but to be missing this many free throws, you cannot expect to come back in this game if you're shooting this poorly from the line.
Yeah, I mean, shooting poorly from outside the arc, shooting poorly inside the arc, shooting poorly at the free throw line. It's nothing goes right now for East Brunswick, as you can see right there.
Yeah, 0 for 2 from the free throw line is absolutely unacceptable. Now St. Joe's in the fast break. Jeremy Clayville, another three, and another make.
I told you it's the highest percentage shot. It might be easier for him than shooting a layup.
It honestly is. A wide open layup or a deep contested three. I'll take the deep contested three from Jeremy Clayville all day long. That is 20 points for the junior. Cam Vick tries to find Matt McCulca. It is tipped and out of bounds off of St. Joe's. And I mean, we just have to talk about the game he's having. Just Jeremy Clayville has been a solid shooter all year long. He keeps coming into his own, but this might be his breakout game where he really takes charge of the scoring on St. Joe's.
Yeah, I mean, last year we saw it with Josh Ingram, and now with Jeremy Clayville. And he almost just plucked that right out of the air.
That would have been hilarious. Just a lob pass on the inbound, and Clayville just, yeah, like you said, plucking it out of the air and getting the bucket. He won't. It'll remain East Brunswick ball. Matt McCulca working on Williams. Gives it to his brother.
Less decent McCulca.
Cam Vick now at the top of the key. Guarded by DeCaro. Cam Vick, quick move to the basket. And an and one bucket there by the freshman. And that was extremely fast with how quick he got to the rim there. So Cam Vick, nice play by the freshman to make it a three-point play here. And he will not. So St. Joe's maintains their lead of 57-30.
At what point, if you're Clayville, do you just pull a LaMelo ball and shoot it from the free throw from the half-court line?
I mean, he keeps working his way back. We're going to get there eventually. DeCaro finds Williams. What a pass by Jeremy DeCaro. 59-30, St. Joe's leads. That's a cat. They might be getting out of hand here in the Maglio.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, almost a 30-point lead now for the Falcons. Slowinski is going to drive in. That'll be a shooting foul on Jeremy DeCaro.
Maybe it's time to get the seniors back in. And just as I say that, Dan Bellavia is about to come in the game.
And Bellavia, like we said, yet to put points on the board. And I mean, this gym would erupt if he got a bucket. So Dan will check on for Anthony Williams.
And we know he could rise up. So I mean, if we see a dunk from Dan Bellavia, I mean, the power might go out or something like that.
And he was telling me earlier the legs were feeling good. The spring bunnies were feeling good during the pregame warm-up. So we'll see if he uses them and gets a dunk similar to Owen Griffin. Cam Vick will also check off for East Brunswick. Second free throw for Slowinski is no good.
I mean, I think they just need to go back and practice some free throws. This is getting really bad.
They haven't had a single player go 2 for 2 from the line yet tonight. That is just unacceptable. Josh Ingram on the other end, his shot won't go. Instead it'll be Dave Caruso.
How fitting is his nickname, the little big man?
Rising up when he's the smallest player on the court, it is just so fun to watch what Dave Caruso does night in and night out. Matt McCulka working the ball over. It is a way too short three. And St. Joe's sporting a 30-point lead over East Brunswick at the moment. And these players just look rattled. I mean, they're so young. They have so much to learn. And against such a talented St. Joe's team, this is just not the matchup here for them tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, their chances ended when they put Mike McCulka back in to start the half.
And a nice, tough bucket there by Josh Ingram. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Dan Bellavia, stifling defense, jumping all over the place. Ball works around on Matt McCulka. McCulka, a tough layup. No good, Bellavia with the board. Minute 30 left to go. Dan Bellavia, the spot up three.
Oh.
No good, in and out.
You can see the crowd wanting that one.
Everyone was on the edge of their seats when that shot went up. Now here's Ingram. Over to Griffin, over to Caruso. Nice ball movement. No good. Instead it'll be a foul on the three-point line. So Dave Caruso will go to the line for three. So good on Dave Caruso for selling the flop, and the Falcon flock is chanting for Tim Sullivan right now. So Kath, your thoughts on whether or not you want to see Tim in this game?
Get him in the game.
I mean, you have to. It's a 32-point lead. Why is he not coming in? Dave Caruso makes his second of two. So 1 for 2 from the line so far. And Caruso always just a very, very solid role player for St. Joe's, having yet again one of those nights. 6, 7 points, that's all they need. Make a couple threes, make a couple free throws. That is the exact player that Dave Caruso is. But I could really see him growing into a legitimate leadership and scoring role next year for the Falcons. Here's Matt McCulka, a deep three, similar to Jeremy Clayville, and also similarly makes it. So Matt McCulka, a deep three make.
Yeah, and I think
and Dan Bellavia is going to drive inside, and the shot won't go.
And I think if both the McCulkas go into an empty gym and start practicing, Mike might have a lot to learn from Matt.
I mean, Matt is the leading scorer as a freshman. That is pretty unheard of, just in all of high school basketball.
Yeah, you could say he's the LeBron James of this team.
Yeah, that would be high praise there for Matt McCulka, but yeah, I guess in a way. McCulka working it over to his brother.
I mean, definitely compared to players like Mike McCulka and other players, he might seem like a LeBron.
Matt McCulka, another three chalked up. No good.
Yeah, even LeBron misses some.
And Owen Griffin with the board. Here comes Dave Caruso. Dave Caruso, a tough play, won't fall. And they did call a charge on Caruso. And Coach Cocoziello is screaming at Caruso that he should have passed the ball there. There was DeCaro in the corner, but Zaket, do you think he made the right decision driving in and taking the lay?
I mean, the kick out was there, but at the end of the day, a layup is a layup. I think, you know, if he made that, Coach Jan would have been really happy, and if he missed it, he would have been yelling at him to hit to the corner. So.
Mike McCulka for three, and it falls.
I mean, what a fluke.
Maybe he gets going.
Maybe we won't double this score, folks.
Jeremy DeCaro finding Regan. And a travel call on DeCaro. 9 seconds left to go in the third period. It'll take a miracle for East Brunswick to come back, and it all starts right now. Mike McCulka. 5 seconds. Working it in. That shot was blocked by Dan Bellavia, and the wide open layup didn't fall. So Bellavia blocking the buzzer beater. And we'll go into the fourth period. St. Joe's leads 65-37. Absolute dominant performance for the Falcons. We are back for the fourth quarter of action. Once again, St. Joe's a massive lead, 28 points. Mike McCulka drives in, and Mike McCulka with the bucket for East Brunswick.
Not too many of those that you're going to see tonight, or maybe ever again because he's a senior.
And McCulka has been solid in the paint, just not from three. And Dan Bellavia.
I think they just don't want Dan Bellavia to score.
That's what it seems like. I mean, these are blatant fouls, slapping him across the face, forcing him on the ground, but Bellavia goes to the line for two. First shot is up, and it is good for Dan Bellavia. So Bellavia on the board for St. Joe's here in this one. And 2 for 2 from the line. East Brunswick could possibly learn from Dan Bellavia about some free throw shooting as well. Jeremy Clayville pressing defense. The three-pointer up and no good. Nice board there by Anthony Williams. St. Joe's on the other end. That is a travel called on Dante Regan. And Saketh, any predictions on how long it might take for this gym to start emptying out?
I mean, if the buses are warm, maybe in the next couple minutes, but no. Otherwise, I mean, the flock is probably going to stay and let this one wind down. If I was an East Brunswick supporter, I would leave immediately.
Yeah, this could get out of hand very quick. It already has gotten out of hand. It's an on-the-floor foul called for Jeremy Clayville. So an inbound for St. Joe's. And I mean, again, Saket, it is severely unlikely, but if East Brunswick were to come back in this game, how do you think it would be done?
Yeah, sub Mike McCulca off immediately.
That is a pretty brief game plan there, but maybe it's the answer. Who knows? Tim Sullivan's shot is blocked now. Here are the Bears on the other end. Clayville tips this one out. Jeremy Clayville has been incredible on the perimeter defensively so far this season for St. Joe's, and that has stayed true here in this game. Just about a minute into this fourth period. Only one bucket so far for either team. Ball travels out of bounds after being tipped by Anthony Williams. And the pass in. They will call a push.
You heard it right from the ref.
From Tim Sullivan. Yeah, ref was right in front of us, so if you didn't hear him say it, we'll say it. Tim Sullivan has a push. And that will actually send East Brunswick to the line. So I guess they are already in the bonus. Yeah, 7 fouls for St. Joe's.
Judging from what we've seen so far, East Brunswick to the line practically means give the ball to Falcons.
First free throw is up and no good. So yeah, you called it there, and on comes Josh Ingram on the other end. Now here's Anthony Williams. Williams looked for the shot, didn't take it. Tim Sullivan, nice pass over to Ingram. Josh Ingram working his way in. That shot is blocked by Klausner. Klausner on the other end at breakneck speed. Can't even control the ball. Layup for East Brunswick, no good. On comes Tim Sullivan. Jeremy Clayville over to Sullivan. Sullivan falling over Dan Bellavia for three.
Oh
Bellavia!
my gosh!
Knocks it down.
I should have known the second it left his hands.
It was beautiful on the way up and on the way down. Dan Bellavia, 5 points so far in the game. And again, Bellavia is all smiles. Just with how much he means to this team, just to be seeing him on the score sheet this much is so fun to see. Clayville and Josh Ingram will be checked off, and it seems like St. Joe's won't be playing many starters soon. Just Anthony Williams left on the court. All right.
I don't know. Jake.
Tim Sullivan now driving in for St. Joe's. The Euro step, and Tim was hit. And they will call a travel, and I know everyone wants to see Tim score, but I mean, he took a pounding to the chest there before going up. But they'll call a travel. So 5.5 minutes left to go. East Brunswick now keeping their starters in, while St. Joe's has essentially subbed all of theirs out. And again, if you're East Brunswick, are you keeping your starters in, or do you get some JV guys some playing time here?
Get the JV guys in. It's time.
I mean, down 31 with 5.5 minutes left to go. I think you can pretty safely say this is St. Joe's game. So yeah, I mean, both teams, we should really be watching a JV game at this point.
Yeah, no, when East Brunswick walked in, I was actually under the impression that this was the JV game. And, you know, it looks like we also put in our JV players, and maybe it turns competitive now. Who knows? JV against JV.
Or maybe the lead keeps extending. JV team has been pretty solid for St. Joe's this season. Yet another travel call on Dante Regan. That is about the 4th on Regan alone. And obviously this late in the game, it's not like those calls are going to mean too much, but still pretty funny to see that many travel calls against St. Joe's. That shot is up for East Brunswick, and it is good. So just chopping away at this 30-point lead a little bit more. layup is no good, and we apologize for not knowing many of the names on the court. This is essentially the JV team for St. Joe's, but we'll let you know their names after the fact if we can find them. Tim Sullivan with the rebound. Nice pass on the other end, and the layup is no good.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. I think he was doing his best Mike McCulka impersonation right there.
And that was a beautiful, just football throw pass by Sullivan, but yeah, unfortunately the layup couldn't go on the other end. There'll be a timeout on the floor. I think both coaches want to get out of this one, but hey, they're still calling timeouts. They're still making game plans. We'll take another timeout and be right back for the final 4.5 minutes of action. So here come the Falcons. Tim Sullivan driving in, taking some hits. The layup won't go. As you got to think that Tim is just going to pretty much take a shot every time he touches the ball at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, Mike McCulka 3.
That one deserves an applause. I mean, I could have fooled me that it wasn't going in.
The layup from St. Joe's is no good. East Brunswick fans starting to funnel out. Mike McCulka, the jumper, and it's an air ball there.
See, it seems that I was fooled right there.
East Brunswick, the and one jumper. So they'll go to the line for one.
All right, we're filling in for Chadwick and Saqueth here. Jack and I. St. Joe's a big lead. We got Tim taking up the ball. I mean, great to see him in the game. Absolute stud. Love to see it. Fadeaway shot does not go.
I mean, I absolutely love what I'm seeing today. These freshmen, these new freshmen, new blood, looking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this team looks great. I mean, a couple of rough losses. I mean, close one against St. Benedict's, and I mean, here we go. Big win, I mean, against EB. This is good. The dribble drive, and great finish by 10. A 72-50 lead here. About 3 minutes left. EB taking the ball up. Swings it out.
We are Joe's fans, but this 23 on East Brunswick, I like him a lot.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's a stud. I mean, he's really the only standout player, but can we blame him? They got a lot of freshmen coming up. Look, this EB team isn't strong right now, but give them a few years. I think they could be something, right?
We got Dante Regan taking the ball here, star sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. He's something special. Him, Jeremy, Davey, all three of the shooters, they really are big contributors here for St. Joe's. And as that shot does not fall, tipped out by Tim. 23 bringing the ball up. See what he can do on this one.
Here we go. Give him help. Boom, clap.
Pass it out. Top of the key. 23 with it. Dribbles. Drive in. And foul on the floor.
Yesterday and fly up today?
We got a big sub coming
And
in here for East Brunswick.
55, and wow,
And
the crowd's getting rowdy.
I mean, this guy looks amazing. He looks in the best shape of his life.
I mean, he looks great. Great. I mean, I'm excited to see what he can put on the floor. He's a lot taller than all these guys. I mean, I feel like they should have started him from the start. He'd be dominant. 23 taking the ball up here. Pass out to 25. They find him right away.
We got our
In
freshman
the court. Oh, good shot. Rebound by 10. Out to 4. Fadeaway shot. No good, but picked up by Regan. A great handles by 23 at the top of the key now. He's driving in, pass up to 4. See what he can do. They're trying to get into number 55, the top of the key. Regan covering him. Good defense. Fine 23.
Great outside defense played by St.
Yeah.
Joe's today.
And we got a 3-second violation. That's great defense. I mean, everything has been just clicking for St. Joe's. They've looked so sharp. They should be very proud of themselves leaving here. I mean, a great showing for the fans. Everything. Shots are falling. It's a good day to be a Falcon.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Will, but I think we're ready for SDA.
Oh, I think we're ready for SDA. I don't know if they're ready for us. That's the one thing. 23 bringing up the ball here. Step out of the perimeter. They're trying to work something in the paint, but they can't find it. And he dribble drives. No finish, but 55 the board and pass it out to nobody.
All right, so we got a minute and 14 left here. I mean, St. Joe's up 20. I'm really hoping for a Tim Sullivan first basket of the year on senior night. It would be basically prophetic.
Yeah, I mean, love to see it. Tim, I mean, just a great man. He's a soldier. Been a part of this team forever. I mean, hate to see him go next year, but the contributions he's had coming off the bench, and that's a great drive. Way to draw the foul. I mean, great work with his hands up top.
I mean, big foul shots here for the senior. Trying to get his first basket of the year.
Yeah, let's see if he knock him down.
Takes one dribble. Takes a little spin dribble, and then about 6 dribbles.
He's got a couple dribbles in there. Shot. Oh, just off.
I
You see.
don't know if he called bank there.
No, he didn't. What the key is, you can't let that ball come back to you. You got to let it go. It messes up your whole rhythm.
Just let it soothe off the hand.
I like it.
Good
And
job,
there we
Tim.
go. And they're losing it.
Let's go.
Well, whole St. Joe's is going rowdy.
Yes, sir, Tim.
Bench is going wild.
That's a
Stands
great
are
first
going
bucket.
wild. I mean, that was electric.
He's looking up, and he's looking at his first basket get registered on the board there.
Yeah, I mean, just so proud of him. All the work he's put in. Hey, he's a stud. Two-time varsity athlete, plays soccer and basketball. And, man, is he a big contributor on both sides.
Great community player as well. A lot of service.
Yeah, he's a great man. 30 seconds and change left. EB trying to make something happen late. Don't think a comeback is, maybe, as we got a foul. They still do have a chance. 21-point game. Let's see if they can pull it out here.
Fresh blood. Fresh blood on senior night. Just a bunch of fouls. I don't love it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the freshmen coming in, a couple too many fouls. They got to work on things. But, look, that's why they're freshmen. Or freshman, sophomore, I apologize. But, hey, they got time to grow. This team's going to be good this year, next year, and forever. Number 4 knocks on his foul shot, makes it a 20-point game. Second one is no good. And a board by number 10. He's going to take it up.
We're rearing up on 30 seconds here.
Yeah, and he goes for, he's good. I mean, he gets into that lane quick, and it's hard to stop him. I mean, the best I could do is probably just get a charge, but that's got to hurt. He's a big man. He's strong. EP trying to make something happen. The shot, no.
It's a great backdoor cut there, but Tim Sullivan, great defense as well.
Rebounded by St. Joe's. They're taking up. They will run the clock out, and that is it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Can't wait to see you at the next game. And a great win for St. Joe's. They take it out 75-53 on senior night.